Hi everybody, welcome back to Nellie and Ruth Designs. Today I'm going to start a special project and I'd love to have you come along for the journey. I'm going to be doing some slow stitching and some applique work. My girlfriend's birthday is coming up. It's in August, so I have to start now. And I've seen on YouTube a couple different gals make these beautiful pincushions. And my girlfriend is a big seamstress and does all kinds of sewing crafts. Mostly she makes pocketbooks, but I mean, she makes backpacks. She does it all. Lots of baby gifts. So she uses a lot of pins. And I thought I would make her a really pretty pincushion. And it's going to be a long one. So in the end, I would be folding this over. I'm not sure how long I'm going to make it, but with the work I want to do, I want to make sure I have enough. I have enough. So I'm thinking maybe, let me get my ruler here. And my ruler. Okay. It's going to be at least 12 inches, but I may end up making it a little bit longer, maybe 14 inches. And I know this is a nice long piece of material. I think it's what? It's about 33 inches in total. And I just have to keep in mind where I'm going to, because I'll have to, fold this over. I'll have to make my stitches, and then I'm going to have to reverse it and turn it right side out when I'm done. That's going to be the hard part. So I don't want to make it too narrow because I want to be able to make it. I even thought maybe making her just a nice square, but we'll see. This is the planning stages. I'm really not quite sure yet. I do have, although I grabbed some materials I do want to put on here. Now, I really like working with Sari silk, and I think this is just a real pretty one. It has these this little design in here. And I thought about, because I want to do a lot of ribbon embroidery and regular embroidery on this. And I thought these might be kind of fun to put on here. And I could stitch on these, some real pretty. And it would also kind of make a border for me, but I could stitch some really pretty embroidery on these here. Flowers and, maybe make a little scene. And I thought it would just add just a little bit of dimension to the project. Again, I would have to cut this. I'd have to cut it down. And then my next question is, do I want it to come to the end so when I finish it off, it curls over the end, which I may want to do. So I could put them something like that. And I had a layout, so I had to take a picture on my phone. So, because sometimes it's hard for me to remember where I place things. So I have these little bits of lace. Whoops. I have these little bits of lace here. And I just think these are very old vintage style. And I just think they're really, really pretty. So I have those two there. I'll put them over. I want you to see them. And then I have this one here that was folded in half, but I opened it up and I pressed it. I ironed it out. And I want to have this down. I know I want to have this down on the side. And I have this here, which is really, really pretty. These are just very old vintage lace pieces, and I thought I would put that there like that. Lay that out like that. I just want the background, you know, to be kind of muted and very natural and neutral. And then I'm going to be bringing in the colors. So I have these little squares. These are all little quilting squares. And I picked out some really pretty, two of each kind, but I'm not using, I like to use odd numbers. So I have 5 of these. And I thought that I'd like to put them down something like this. I figured if I could just do a little layout and get them pinned down, this would be the start of it. Just trying to get it organized as to what I want to do here. And I don't know if I want to cover up all of that sari silk. I think this is the hardest part, is just trying to figure out where you want your pieces. And I wanted this one over here around. I'd like to have some maybe overlap. I have to look at my photos here. So if I have that there like that, then I have this really pretty. I don't know where I got this, but this was sent to me. And I thought I would use this, but I really wanted to use this as the center. So that's where I have to figure out where, just how much of this, how big I want it. That. And then what else we got here? I'd like to put that one up over here. This one was going to go over here like this. And then I just have to be careful as well. I could put that up like that. And then I was looking at this here, which might be kind of pretty. And then I have this really sweet little crocheted, it's like just a little crocheted doily. And again, I'm not sure where I got that, but I think that is so pretty. And I thought I would put that something like that. So that's kind of like what I'm thinking of. And then I thought, because I'm going to have to I want to keep areas where she can put her pins. So I'm thinking if I do some embroidery on the outside around these sweet little flowers. Let's get this here. And then I could still do embroidery along on here. I can do embroidery on here. I could do a little embroidery around on here. I'm just wondering if, and I think that would be big enough. I don't want to go too big. So I have a few pins here. And then I also want to do some other fun. I want to try to take some tulle and make some little flowers. I also have, I have a portion of my daughter-in-law's wedding dress. And I thought even of using some, I had cut a little tiny piece out. I don't know. Here's a little piece. This is a little tiny piece off of here. And I thought even stitching some little pieces like this in between would be really pretty. And then she can use whatever open spaces there are. And then I also have this here. This I was at a scrapbooking crop and somebody had this. I've had this for many, many, many years. And these would make really pretty little flowers. I wanted to use these, incorporate. I've used these on some of my projects and they're just really sweet. Well, my goodness, I've got butterfingers today. So, and I thought something like this, and then I could put a pretty button. I would trim this off here. That wouldn't be showing right there. But then I could put a really pretty button, kind of draw them up and have these on there for some flowers. So I think it's going to be a fun project. And I'd love to have you, come along and take this little journey with me. But I have to get this started. I have to set some of my paper projects aside. And then the other thing I was thinking is maybe with the Sari silk, I could do a top band, because I was even wondering if I shouldn't bring this over. Do an over and under type thing, pattern. Do an over and under type pattern, and then I could put some of these on that side. So I'm going to get everything pinned down, and then I think I'll just play with it and decide. But I am thinking of stitching these, at least the Sari silk, on. And I'm just going to roughly get these pinned down. So just to get them in place. And especially with summer here, well, summer hasn't arrived yet. It's still early June. But I want to have some handwork to do when I'm sitting on my screened-in back porch. I usually read. But the book I'm reading right now is, I don't know. I thought it was going to be really good. It is good, but there's awful lot of politics in it. It's Edith and Julius Rosenberg. And it's how they were working as, well, she wasn't. Her husband was. He was working as a Russian spy. And it dates back, the book is back in the 1930s and early 40s. So there is a lot of politics involved too. And I think when I get done with this video, I'm going to go down and sit on the porch and try to ingest and swallow a few more pages. I've got to really, I got to get going on it. Because I want to do some fun summer reading. And this is a little more serious, but it is interesting to me, all that went on during that time, you know, when President Truman was in office. And what was it I learned the other night when I was reading it? And it's very interesting to me that a lot of the Rosenbergs were Jewish, and there was a lot of Jewish people that came over from overseas. They moved to New York, and they were really all for communism and socialism, but they wanted to have their freedoms as well in America at the same time. And I don't know, it just kind of baffles me. But it is interesting. I just want to get past the hard politics of it, because the book is supposed to be all of the love letters that Edith wrote to her husband Julius when they were both in prison. And she was the first woman that went to the electric chair. She left behind 2 children, 2 boys, young boys. But she would not rat out her husband. And she wasn't charged as a communist spy. And when I read it, I don't know if any of you have ever seen the series The Americans. And I think that was on Amazon. It's probably still on. But that was about a couple that they were Russian spies living in America. That was a very good series. So when I read this book, I think about The Americans and that TV series. All right, so I think I have enough pins down, and then I'm going to step away and I'm going to think about this just to make sure that I have, this is where I want to place everything and the positions. Margaret Miller taught me that. This kind of reminds me of a masterboard. And she said, you know, when you're working on your masterboard, step away, walk away, come back and look at it. See if that's where you want everything before you glue it down. Ouch. So that's what I'm going to do with this. I'm going to let this sit here. I have it pinned down. I'm going to think about it. I'm going to pull out some other, my tool and some other things that I want to work with. I want to think about where my girlfriend will place her pins on this, where I want to embroidery. And then I will get, I think this stitched on with the machine. Everything else will be slow stitched. And then when I get everything sewn down, I will be back and we will continue to work on it. All right, everybody. I hope you liked this video. I hope you stick around for it. I think it's going to turn out really pretty. And if you enjoy slow stitching, then I think you will enjoy this. I'll be doing some stitching on it as I do the videos. And we'll have some nice chat dates. So if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. And if you're a new subscriber, thank you very much. If you're a returning viewer, I really, really appreciate it. So have a great day, everybody, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.